Wanted his music to reflect the dusty bars and lonely highways he knew so well, not some slick, manufactured version of country. Waylon knew something had to change. He was fighting with his record label, RCA, for creative control, wanting to use his own band, pick his own songs, and produce his own records. This was unheard of at the time in Nashville, where the labels held all the power. But Waylon was a rebel at heart, pushing back hard against the established order. He was determined to forge his own path, even if it meant risking his entire career for the sake of artistic integrity. He was looking for a spark, a new direction, something that felt authentic. He was searching for songs that told real stories about real people. He wanted lyrics with grit and melodies with a backbone. The polished love songs and sentimental ballads of the day just weren't cutting it for him. He was on the hunt for a songwriter who understood the life he was living, someone who could put the outlaw spirit into words and music. Little did he know he was about to meet the very man who held the key to unlocking the sound he was so desperately searching for. In 1972, the Dripping Springs reunion brought together country fans and hippies for a legendary Texas music festival. Backstage, Waylon Jennings met Billy Joe Shaver, a rough-edged songwriter with stories in every scar. Billy Joe's songs were raw, poetic, and honest, exactly what Waylon had been searching for. Waylon saw a kindred spirit and asked, "You got any more of them cowboy songs?" He promised Billy Joe they'd make a record together in Nashville. With hope in his heart, Billy Joe hitchhiked to Music City, ready to change country music forever. But keeping that promise in Nashville would prove harder than either man imagined. Billy Joe Shaver arrived in Nashville, chasing a promise from Waylon Jennings. But Waylon was nowhere to be found. Billy Joe waited, called, and hoped, but it seemed like he was being ignored. Broke and sleeping on friends' couches, Billy Joe refused to give up. Finally, he tracked Waylon down at a Nashville studio. He walked in, stood his ground, and demanded Waylon keep his word. The room went silent. Waylon, surprised, saw Billy Joe's determination. He respected Billy Joe's guts and agreed to listen. Billy Joe pulled out his guitar. The showdown was on. Billy Joe Shaver took a deep breath and began to play Honky Tonk Heroes. The studio changed as his raw, honest lyrics filled the room, a song about outlaws for outlaws. Waylon Jennings listened, realizing this was the sound he'd been searching for. He decided to build his next album around Billy Joe's songs. The result, Honky Tonk Heroes, became a landmark of the outlaw country movement. It broke the Nashville mold, inspiring artists like Willie Nelson and Chris Christopherson. Sometimes the greatest moments in music happen because someone dared to be heard. Thanks for joining us for this episode of Outlaw Stories. We'll see you next time.